it's Jody. I have a new process video for Scrap the Boys, and today we are using case file number 382 for our friend Debbie, and it has beautiful blues, greens, yellows, kites, all kinds of fun things, clouds. There's even a bit of yellow. And the best thing about these case files is you could use any part as inspiration, as little or as much of the case as you would like to. And I went ahead and grabbed this cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict and went with it. And first I cut it out. I think it's just plain cardstock because I knew I wasn't going to put too much color on it, and just gave it a once or twice over in that beautiful prize ribbon. Distress oxide ink, a little bit of splatters, a little bit of brush action, and that is done. And then there's also this beautiful background in the picture with the boys that has blue and clouds. And since my picture is of outside, I thought I'd try to recreate the image of a sky and the grass. So I first gesso my white cardstock. I believe it's American Crafts texture white cardstock. I give that a once over with gesso. I definitely make sure and let it dry. While I'm doing this, I can't see how fast that dries. It's like magic on the screen. I have to remember that, but I think my timing was pretty good. And I'm using excuse me, an old bag that has seen better days. And I tell you, there is definite pros and cons for using, plastic, acetate, this kind of used baggy packaging. It really just depends on what you're comfortable with. For me, this is just another fun way to get some color down. Every time I do this, it's some kind of different result. They don't always look the same. My recommendation is just to go for it. It is paper and some color and some water. Just do it. Just get messy. I started with the tumble glass on top and with the evergreen bough on the bottom, and then I had broken china join in on the party, and that was a much more vibrant blue to use. And I also added a little bit of cracked pistachio. That's just fun to say, for one. Second, it is a beautiful color. And I let this all dry, and then I add some splatters and let that dry, and then I'm finally happy with the way it looks. Lots of variation of color, and it's immediately so fun, right? And then the kite is nice and dry. Now this layout is all about using my stash. Besides the cut file, everything else has been in all my containers. I'm trying to clear some of them out. Now the little pattern paper is from Fawn. You could see I have a gazillion hearts from, I believe that's Pink Fresh Studio and Illustrated Faith. Yes, Illustrated Faith. That funny grid thing, I don't remember where that's from, but I thought it was a cute little layer. It kind of reminded me of the plastic baskets you'd get at the grocery store that has the old ones, right? Like nowadays they just use the clear package, but they used to put them in that like greenish grid basket. Anyway, That's what it reminded me of. So I went ahead and used that as a layer. I didn't feel like manipulating the cut file on my silhouette, so I just put some liquid glue down, put the page underneath, and did a little fussy cutting. The kite is an easy shape to cut, so that didn't take but a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Of course, I'm going to pop everything up on adhesive foam. Now I use the Dollar Tree adhesive mounting rectangles. It's in the hardware section. Now I don't know if how long it's going to last, but I think it's the perfect size to add a little dimension, and you can't beat the price. So I put all that down. And I'm just looking back at the case file, seeing what else I could do. I find, again, some things in my stash. A little Pink Fresh Studio bow and some embellishments. Gosh, those little wood pieces are from like the Indigo Hills 2, I think. Still, it's pretty old, right? But they did have some blue things, so heck yeah, am I gonna use them. And they're just little bits and pieces to tell my story. That's my oldest. So long ago, we were at the berry patch in Knoxville. I think that was one of our final trips before we left the area. Yeah, and I just happened to find those pictures on an old disc. Don't you love those kind of surprises? It was so fun. So I am sprinkling those little wood buttons, some puffy hearts, and I'm just using the colors that are on the case file. I also find that large watercolor heart. I couldn't help but to use it. Another added piece of color. And what else do I do? Oh, of course, the fabulous Bella Boulevard Florence stickers. If you do not have these, I highly recommend them. I get mine from paperissues.com. And yeah, I think I have them in every color. And yes, I have more than one sheet because I love these. And sometimes you just don't get enough of what you need. And I simply title it Berry Farm. I don't remember the date. I definitely could add the summer of 2016, I believe. Oh my gosh. We have been in Kentucky a long time, y'all. So yes, I add berry patch, and I don't usually, a few more hearts because why not? And I felt like it needed a little homemade touch, so I do some messy lines all the way around. That craft cardstock just kind of brightens everything up. And this was so much fun. I hope you join us over at Scrap the Boys for this amazing March challenge. And I hope you are staying well and staying healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye now.